Hello traders, and welcome to my video on the squeeze momentum indicator, which is going to help you catch moves like this one here for over 1,000 pips, and this one here for almost 1,000 pips so far. So you can see I have the indicator on the bottom of my chart there, the squeeze momentum indicator. This indicator I got free for the MetaTrader 4 MT4 platform, which is what I'm using. You can probably find the indicator for your platform of choice if you don't have it already. Okay, it's relatively easy to use this indicator. Basically, we're looking for a trend and momentum. So we're going to trade in the direction of the trend, which is always a good idea. As they say, the trend is your friend. This is a UJ, that's a US dollar, Japanese yen, 1 hour chart. You can use this particular strategy on any trading instrument from Forex, crypto, stocks, commodities, indices, etc. and any chart time frame. I'm using the 1 hour chart time frame just because I find the signals to be more reliable. That being said, let's look for entry into this significant uptrend that we see in here. So how do we use the squeeze indicator? Basically, the squeeze momentum indicator is going to first show us when the market is moving in a particular direction. We can do that through just looking at it and see that when the price is above the zero line, we have these green bars indicating an uptrend. Okay, vice versa, when the price is below zero and there are red bars or orange bars, we're in a downtrend or having a turn over to the upside when the bars turn orange. You can use divergence. Divergence, basically lower highs, market is moving upwards. Okay, let me just do that again. So basically lower highs, the market is going to start falling, as you can see it does there. Lower lows, the market is rising, as you can see there. Okay, so that's divergence. We understand how to use it for the direction. Now it's basically timing the entry. Okay, some traders may want to use this indicator like the MACD and think that they can just enter on the crossover of the zero line. Personally, I prefer to time entry more precise than that. I would place a level of resistance. Say we're around here. We can see that prices reach support here. The squeeze momentum indicator is starting to go to the upside with these orange bars here. Okay, we confirm the uptrend with this green bit here. Then we have the pullback. Always want to look for a pullback before jumping in on a trend. So we have the pullback in this area around here. We have our bullish divergence, which suggests that this is the upward trend will continue. Cross back over to the zero side, which coincides perfectly with our breakout of the resistance level here. So this would be probably an ideal entry point using the squeeze momentum indicator in an uptrend. Okay, so to reiterate, support, resistance, trend forms a nice wedge pattern there as well, and breakout, and we're in at a favorable price point. As you can see, we capture the majority of this move from the pullback. I mean, you're never going to always pick this bottom and pick this top, but if we can still get some good moves by timing our entry like this, happy days. As price continues moving upwards, what I would do is I would trail my stop. So my initial stop loss I placed just below the low here. Then as price goes up, makes a pullback and then continues, I would use that pullback area to move my stop loss around here. Pullback, continuation, stop loss up here. Pullback, continuation, stop loss up here. So you can just lock in a good amount of profit by trailing the order just to maximize the move. If price continues up here, we can again move our stop loss here. Okay. I look to go break even, especially after this big bar happens here. I'd want to lock in the trade at break even as soon as possible. Just try not to let a winning trade turn into a losing one. What you wouldn't want to do is just leave your stop loss down here when price is up here where it is now and just let it get hit because you've missed out on all this nice profit potential. Okay, so that's the basic way to use the squeeze momentum indicator, or should I say the way that I would use it and interpret it for trend trading. I probably wouldn't use it in a ranging market. I'd use something like a stochastic oscillator to find the overbought and oversold, or just to avoid a ranging market altogether. Okay, you can see that as the price sort of slowed down here and we're starting to build this level of resistance up here, squeeze momentum is showing bearish divergence. Maybe a sign that we need to start looking to take an exit around this point. Okay, give that one on there. As I was saying about the zero line cross, you could have traded it that way. If we go back here, if you just want to keep things basic, you don't want to bother with any additional resistance or support, and you just want to trade the indicator as is, you could, at the minimum, you need to identify the trend if the indicator doesn't do that for you, and then just once the price closes above the zero line, that would be a signal for possible entry. But you can see there, that example, you're going to just buy at the top of that little run there, so there's no harm in just waiting. Even if that's your resistance, just wait for a little pullback and then enter there. Okay. The same goes here. Again, if you missed out when it crossed the line there, you could be buying here, which isn't ideal. Instead, you could have been just putting a little bit of effort, just draw your resistance and look to trade on the breakout there. Okay, you can still see us moving towards the upside. It's near the zero line. You don't want to be late to the party. Okay, so that's an uptrend entering based on the squeeze momentum indicator. It is a momentum indicator, which for me should be used for trend trading, because trends require momentum. As you can see, when there's high momentum there and there, market is moving. This is where we want to be in these moves. We don't want to, buy at the tops, at the peaks. We don't want to buy at these peaks. We want to buy just as we see that the trend is evolving and about to take off. Okay, so as you can see, that was nice and simple trading on a UJ 1 hour chart using the squeeze momentum indicator. If we just look for a sell trend, this is a big sell trend we can see here. If we just zoom out, okay, have a nice consolidate following this dip down here, nice bit of consolidation. Have a double top candlestick pattern, a breakout here. This zoom in for you. Okay, so we have a double top candlestick formation here, or an M pattern. This level of support was obviously a decent one because the significant breakout there. It also held up as resistance here. That's all well and good. But here you say, what about the squeeze momentum indicator? Perhaps just trying to emphasize that you don't necessarily need indicators to spot such moves. That being said, we can use it. Okay, so it was showing us that we had the downtrend from up here. Price began falling. We had a crossover of the zero line. If you wanted to trade it as is, you could have done. And when I say as is, I mean the crossover of the zero line there. So you would have been in up here somewhere. Not a bad trade. That could have been your level of support as well. So we could have actually got in earlier here. Okay, you've got a nice shooting star candlestick pattern there as well. Or that falling star, sorry. I do have lots of videos on candlestick patterns. It's important, I think, to be aware of them because they can be excellent for timing entries and just confirming trades, whether that's confirming to avoid them or take them. Okay. So this would have been getting in on the initial breakout after following this consolidation. What you could have also done is just to wait for the pullback. It's quite a significant pullback here. Then wait for the bearish divergence, either there or there. Okay, showing that the market is on the downtrend, as you can see from the chart. Again, draw your own support lines if you wish. Wait for a breakout. Perhaps confirmation by the squeeze momentum indicator crossing back below the 0 line could have been a nice confirmation of this entry point here. Okay, stop loss for that one we could have placed above the recent high there. Relatively tight stop loss for the 1 hour chart time frame, and plenty of gas in the tank on this move. I mean, that would have been a great entry. Over 1,000 pips there. Okay. Could have used the trailing stop principle just to trail the stop as the price began falling here. Let's just say this was our initial stop loss. Could move it to here, to here. As price fell down around here, we can move it to here. Just bear in mind, you can be taken out doing that. But if that does happen, you can always look to re-enter. If we just hone in here for a re-entry, what could we do for that? Okay, so we could either trade a reversal off this level of support, see the squeeze momentum indicator again, turn go across the 0 line, turn to the downside here, bearish divergence. Okay, so potential re-entry point there. Coincides nicely with this level of support being breached, as you can see from that big candle as an important level. Some may argue this support level here, but there's just literally thousands of different ways you can read the charts. You can time your entry, which is just why it's so important to have good money management. I mean, you can have the best entry criteria in the world. If you have a 10 pip take profit and a 100 pip stop loss, I mean, one bad trade can wipe out 10 winners, so you don't have to be right 100% of the time if you've got good money management. You just need to be able to catch the odd big trend like this with a reasonable stop loss and just maximize the move as much as possible with the trailing stop. Okay, like you wouldn't want to, say you got in on this breakout here, why would you just exit? You might panic, get excited, and take 20 pips here, and look what you leave on the table. Why keep re-entering and paying broker spreads, commissions, getting potential slippage, more stress chart watching? I mean, there's plenty of currency pairs and other instruments that you can watch across multiple time frames for such good trade setups and big trends. So it's up to you. You trade how you want. I'm just saying what I prefer, less chart watching and bigger moves. I mean, if we can catch one move for 500 pips in the space of a couple of weeks or less, then surely that's a lot better than trying to get scalp 500 pips by taking 5 to 10 pips, 50 successful trades doing that. I mean, it's up to you. Anyway, so again, crossover up here, crossover back below if you want to keep things simple. Another support level, downtrend, breakout of a wedge pattern there. Okay. Oops. Got a potential flag pattern there as well. Let's get my angles right. There you go. Potential bearish flag breakout here. Again, a million different ways to analyze your charts. You can confirm the entries with other indicators if you want, stochastic, for example. Probably not the MACD, just because it's going to tell you something that this already does. Bollinger Bands, although these do incorporate the Bollinger Band squeeze, which basically are looking to trade a breakout of a range. Yeah, I mean, the indicator is good as well for preventing you from selling too late. I mean, if you opened up your chart here and you got excited and said, oh, look at this big trend, I'm going to jump in. You shouldn't do that by looking at the chart anyway. However, this indicator can just, double confirm that for you. Look how far we are into the trend of avoid trading. Okay. Well, hopefully you found something useful in this video. I don't really think this indicator does anything like that you can't really do with default indicators. Say for example the MACD, if we just place the MACD on the chart. So there's the MACD on the chart. I mean, this is built into most trading platforms, this indicator here, and I mean, if you look at it, is it much different to this indicator here, to the squeeze momentum indicator? Not really. I mean, minimal differences. I feel like there's more than enough technical indicators built into your trading platform that will do something similar. And at the end of the day, you can have 1,000 technical indicators. If you want, price action is going to tell you what price is doing at any time, so it can be as efficient, if not better, not to mention good money management. Okay, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more. Catch you on the next one.